and they're going to be fine. And I think it can be really flattering if you have a dandelion because you're like, I am A-gaming this. And then you get an orchid and you're like, oh, wait a second. This is a little more challenging. Like I have to put a little more thought into this environment.
You said that the parenting is the single most powerful environmental factor for a child. And we talked about the fact that, a child could be in a very unsafe, stressful physical environment or country or like house.
Yeah.
But if you have a safe, protective parent that feels like home, that is a very stabilizing force. And I want to be sure, just to validate if it's true, that you could also be in the most safe, affluent, amazing household in terms of the physical space. But if you have unsafe parents or people that are not there consistently, that still is the single biggest environmental factor, like who the parents are.
So, and I say this with so much compassion because when I first learned about this literature, I was like, that is daunting.
Well, no, I actually think it's very inspiring because we're all so busy chasing all this stuff for our kids. And the research is pointing to the fact that it's actually what you personally provide with your energy and whether or not, more often than not, you're showing up in a way that makes the child feel loved and seen and accepted. And, I think for anybody that grew up in a household where you look around, you're like, well, it's not like I was beaten.
Right.
But there's something that feels really off. What the research is probably pointing to is you had all the stuff on the outside, but in terms of the parent being able to provide the most important and powerful environment, which is their own emotional stability and presence, that you didn't get that.
So it sometimes gets replaced, like somebody found an amazing coach or mentor. So one adult in your life that has kind of got your back, that loves you for who you are, not the splendor of your accomplishments, all that stuff buffers the impact of even the most horrific stressors. So when you think about—
That's what the research says.
That's what the research says. So there's toxic stress. We talk about stress all the time, but we need to distinguish between what kind of stressors, because some stress is great. That's called positive stress, and that leads to growth. Any stress that is not long-term harmful